Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Thursday, February the 4th. Today is National Create a Vacuum Day.
Okay.
Not exactly sure how you do that. It's National Hemp Day today. National Homemade Soup Day. Ooh, that sounds good.
We make homemade soup a lot.
National Thank a Mail Carrier Day. And I want to say thanks to all mail carriers because, boy, oh boy, huge difference they make. Imagine if you couldn't get letters from one another, you couldn't send things, couldn't receive things. So if you do see a mail carrier today, tell them thanks. If you don't see one today, thank them when you do see them. And it is Optimist Day today. It's a good day to be optimistic.
You always try to be optimistic.
I do try to be pretty darn optimistic because I think it's important. And I have a Dear John letter today. You can chime in with your answer on our Facebook page, facebook.com/JohnandHeidiShow. And it's from Spouse Sharing the House. We'll tell you all about it. It's coming up. You can read it now, like I said. But I'm excited to get Heidi's opinion on this because we are also spouses sharing houses. It's some people who are now working together.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I see.
You can find it on the Facebook page, facebook.com/JohnandHeidiShow.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. A study by the Baylor College of Medicine found that being happy and feeling optimistic help keep your heart healthy and strong as well. I've been saving this for a while because today is Optimist Day. So I thought, just letting you know, just being optimistic is also healthy for you, Heidi.
I'm sure that doesn't work.
She's the glass half empty kind of girl. Oh, boy. If you're focusing on your eating habits, then be mindful of the clocks striking 2:41 p.m. A survey found that is the specific time of day when willpower is most tested and cravings strike the hardest.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, the study found that we spend 40 minutes a day thinking about food. I am way above average.
I'm way above average.
I'm often thinking, what are we having for lunch? What are we having for dinner?
9 times out of 10, I'm thinking about what I'm going to be eating next. Even while I'm eating. I'll be eating something, and what am I going to eat later?
The flavors we crave the most, sweets, 79%, salty, 54%, and spicy, 45%. That adds up to more than 100% because we eat too much, just so you know. Surveys and studies and such, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At BetterCreditCards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. BetterCreditCards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
This is your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. A man is facing charges after he admitted to stealing a company's tow truck as revenge. I was telling Heidi about this the other day.
we talked about this guy.
According to the report, I just thought it was the craziest thing. They got a tip that a tow truck had been stolen. After midnight, a trooper then spotted a stolen car store towing vehicle. They pulled the truck over and spoke with 30-year-old Amy Ongo. Ongo admitted to stealing the truck. A search of the truck resulted in the recovery of some methamphetamines and Xanax and hydrocodone. Ongo was arrested and charged with grand theft and 3 counts of possession of a controlled substance. Got himself thrown in jail with a $50,000 bail.
Yikes.
It's a lot. He said he stole the tow truck because they had towed his car. That was his reason.
Okay.
He was so mad that he went back and stole their tow truck.
Why did they steal your car?
It's a bad idea. They probably were justified, but
I would assume.
Doesn't sound like he makes good choices. It's what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by channelsurfertv.com. Over 1 million people watched the Real Housewives of Orange County reunion on Bravo. Heidi was not one of them.
It was definitely not one of them.
You know, that's not a bad number. Over 1 million people checking it out. And that's just the ones that watched it live.
Pretty good. Yeah.
I think that it's also on, like, they can watch it later, too. So that's not bad. This is an interesting story. A popular TV host from Mexico, Juan Jose Origel, O-R-I-G-E-L, he's under fire for traveling to Florida to get a COVID-19 vaccine. So I don't understand why they're mad at him for doing that, other than I guess they're saying, well, you should have waited your turn. I'm not really sure what the thing is there. And then this, I don't know if it really fits here. It fits somewhere. Big screen, little screen, probably not. But P. Diddy is in the news. So he waited 15 hours to leave the airport in Sydney, Australia one time because he did not like the looks of the limousines that kept coming. So they'd show up. He's like, nope, that's not good enough.
Not that one. Whatever,
and they said,
dude.
okay, we'll bring back some more. And they came back with different limousines. They're like, no, that's not going to work. 15 hours this happened. He is far more patient than I am. Thanks for listening.
I wonder what it was exactly he was looking for.
Not a clue. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way courtesy of RedCrossBlood.org. Microsoft is hoping to use artificial intelligence to create chat robots that mimic real people who've passed away. I think this sounds like a weird idea. They filed a patent for software creating a conversational chat bot of a specific person based on images, voice data, and social media posts.
Oh, my gosh.
Electronic messages, written letters, any of the so-called social data that they could get on that deceased loved one. You could create a chat bot for a favorite fictional character, living, a living friend, or celebrity, or even for yourself, where you could talk to yourself.
That's incredibly
They've
disturbing.
yet to create a prototype, but we know that there's a lot of details that are still up in the air. The capabilities of each chatbot would likely depend on how much social data exists. Now, we watched a scary movie. I can't remember what it was called. Was it Eva? Is that what it was? It was like
I don't remember. I watch a lot of scary movies, so I don't know which one you're talking about.
This is the one where there was a young lady who lost her mother, and then she created on her phone instead of I don't remember what it was called. I think it was Eva. I don't know, whatever it was. But I can tell you this, in the movie, things didn't go well. So somebody have Microsoft watch that movie before moving forward. An Arkansas woman won $1 million, which is cool, but the best part is this. She won it from a scratch-off lottery ticket that she only bought because the store clerk made an error. So Carrie Middlebrook said she went to Jordan's Quick Stop to buy an item for her husband he had forgotten to pick up on his way home. When he was in the store, she decided to buy some lottery tickets. She asked for a $2 scratch-off ticket, two $10 tickets, and a $5 bundle ticket, whatever that is. Ended up with a $20 $1 million spectacular ticket. I don't know what that means. Anyway, when the clerk made a mistake, he misheard what she said. The scratch ticket, by the way, she got in the car and she scratched it off and realized she just won $1 million.
Wow.
She drove home, called her husband to come outside and meet her at the car. Says he recalled when I opened the door, she was getting out of the car crying and screaming. I thought she hit a deer. Turns out
cute.
It wasn't that at all. She won $1 million. You'd be pretty darn excited if you won $1 million.
Oh, are you kidding me?
That would be pretty darn
I
cool.
wouldn't have come home.
You would too. Well, I hope you would. And one last story here. Texas Zoo is offering jilted lovers a chance to get some Valentine's Day revenge. You can name a cockroach or a rat after your ex.
Stupid.
And then they'll feed it to another animal. So this is the food that they feed to the animals. You can pay $5 to have a cockroach named after your ex, and then they feed it off to another thing. Last week, we were talking about a different zoo that was doing this, Name a Roach promotion. And there's one where you can get a snazzy certificate, $75, the whole darn thing. Anyway, all of that is in the show notes if you want to read all the details. I think it sounds kind of bizarre, but you know what? There might be somebody that's going, I think I need that.
Somebody's probably going to, I'm sure there's people
I'm sure they
doing
do,
it.
or they wouldn't keep doing it. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
And it's time now for Dear John Letters. All right, I've got a letter here that probably is going to ring a little close to home for my beautiful bride, Heidi. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but this lady that works with me here, she and I are married. We've been married. Coming up next week, is
years,
it?
Yeah.
Actually, 1 week from today.
Oh, boy.
21 years.
Big day,
yeah,
big day.
It is a big day. That's next Thursday. But our Dear John letter for today, we'll get to this first. Dear John, my husband is driving me crazy. About a year ago, we both started working from home. He's in one room and I'm in another. But we see each other all the time. His job is not as demanding as my job. So he comes in and hangs out in my office when I'm trying to get things done. The other day, he walked in during a Zoom meeting and distracted me when I was supposed to be in a meeting. I asked him to give me some space when I'm working. I even locked the door, but then he asked me if I had something to hide.
He locked the door.
He asked if I had something to hide. She said, I don't. I just need to get work done before I get to goof around. Anyone have advice for me? I need to find a way to draw the line without looking like I'm being mean. I love my husband. I just don't want to get in arguments over this dumb stuff anymore. How do I fix this? Signed, Spouse Sharing the House. What do you think of that name? I came up with that. I always come up with the silly names, by the way. So if you do send a letter, sometimes I have people that do that. When they send the letter, they'll put a name. But I always make it anonymous. And I usually come up with a silly little name. But Spouse Sharing the House, I've got some advice for you. But I'm going to wait. I'm going to pause. I'm going to let Heidi respond first. Any advice for Spouse Sharing the House, Heidi? I'm waiting.
So do they share the office as well?
No. She's in one room and he's in another from the sounds of it. And then she said that she was trying to get some space. She even locked the door so he wouldn't just keep popping in on her. Do you have some advice or...
I got nothing.
Heidi and I share a room all day as well.
We do.
So you don't even get that much space.
No, I think...
You get used to it? Is that what you're going to say?
I mean, if you're having to lock him out of the room, maybe this particular arrangement isn't working for you. Well, and you should look into separate offices.
Well, here's the thing I can say. There's probably a lot of people who, over the course of the last year... started a situation like this. I actually know several people who, when they first started, I had people going, okay, you and Heidi work together all the time. How do you make that work? Because I can't handle this. And it was usually the husband asking me. Now, that could be because they're guys and I'm a guy. I don't know. But I had the one guy say, how do you work with your wife? I can't handle working with my wife all day. And my answer to him was, well, I couldn't handle working with your wife all day either, but I can work with my wife. I was kidding, of course. But I think the answer is coming up with a way for each of you to kind of have your own space. And I think here's what I would do if I were you. Have the conversation with him that in order for me to get my work done, I need to do this. So here are going to be some things that you'll know. If you walk in and I'm, doing this, I'm on the phone or I'm on a meeting and you can't goof around. But if, what are you laughing about?
I like to do that when you're on Zoom
I know
meetings.
You do. I mean, if you've ever been on a Zoom call with me, you'll notice I don't turn the camera on. I just use the photo. It's usually because when I was using the camera, Heidi was getting behind me, making all kinds of faces and doing all kinds of dumb stuff, trying to answer questions during a meeting or throwing things at me. So
good time.
Yeah, that's Spouse Sharing the House. I can relate completely.
I have a feeling this wasn't a sent-in letter. I think you probably wrote
this is
that
not for me. This is for real. So again, if you would like to chime in and give some advice, you can do that on our Facebook page, facebook.com/JohnandHeidiShow. And again, on here, anyone have advice for me? I need to find a way to draw the line without looking like I'm being mean. I think let them know that if you come over here, if the door is closed, that's because I'm on a business call. And I understand where he's going, what do you have to hide? Well, nothing, but you're goofing around when I'm trying to get work done. And I'm sure that he's got to understand that, you're at work. This is work time. This is play time. And it sounds like maybe his job has a little more freedom than hers. So, I don't know. Hopefully that answers something. If not, I guarantee you we got some good stuff for you on our Facebook page, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. And I want to remind you, that's where you go if you've got a Dear John letter for next week. You can chime in. Again, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The human heart creates enough pressure when it pumps that it could actually squirt blood 30 feet out of your body.
Oh.
So I don't know how that would work exactly,
Oh,
but
wow.
apparently there's enough pressure to squirt blood 30 feet. So I wonder if it makes a difference if you have high blood pressure or low
Oh,
blood.
I'm sure it does.
So maybe that, I don't know. I've never seen, I guess I don't see a lot of people get,
I see it in movies, and I actually did watch one over the weekend that I thought was a little far-fetched, but now it's sounding like maybe it wasn't.
Turns out it was a documentary.
It was shooting all over the place.
Yeah.
I was like, whatever.
This is today's fun fact. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. Bettercreditcards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for a news headline from somewhere in this world. Dateline Scotland. In Scotland, a woman suffered pain and loss of earnings after falling at work. Now, here's the craziest thing. She's an insurance worker. She won a settlement after she tripped and fell over a pile of accident claim forms that were left on the floor. So she literally tripped and had an accident claim when she fell on
my gosh.
accident claim forms left by a fellow worker. So that happened in Scotland.
Wow. What are the odds?
Yeah, well, apparently 100%. What a bizarre news headline from somewhere in this world.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. This makes me really sad. A Florida paramedic was just praised a few weeks ago for being the best in his field.
Okay.
And now he's in trouble for his role in stealing a bunch of doses of vaccine from the coronavirus. Joshua Colton, 31, was arrested on charges including forgery, official misconduct, and uttering a forged instrument, whatever that means, and criminal use of a personal ID. He resigned after all of this stuff happened and helped a captain steal 3 doses of Moderna's vaccine, the COVID-19 vaccine. He later told detectives he was instructed to do so by his supervisor, who joked with him that day to get the vaccines for his mother. So the supervisor's going, I was kidding. I was not serious. And this guy, so I don't know exactly what's going on here, but he was literally just honored as the paramedic of the year just a few weeks ago.
That's
So-
disappointing.
Yeah, I'm very, very sad to hear all of this, and I'm sure there's a lot more to it, but I've got a link to it in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh, brought to you by RedCrossBlood.org. A 32-year-old Brockville, Canada man charged with assault after he slapped a 67-year-old female in the head in an altercation over the woman's dog. So that's a bad idea. You don't smack somebody, period.
No.
The man confronted the woman as she was walking her dog and accused her of letting her dog urinate on his shoe.
Okay.
So how close was he to get the dog to be urinating on the shoe? An argument followed during which the alleged assault took place. The police were contacted. The man was released with a future court date. So I'm not exactly sure how that happens. Unless she's really got her dog trained well. I mean, how can you imagine having a dog trained well enough to go pee on a stranger's shoe?
No, but if it's possible, I would like to learn out.
I'm sure you would. But it kind of sounds to me like, he should have been upset with the dog, not the lady. So he's 32.
Unless there was already some sort of
I don't know what was going on. He's 32, she's 67, and he smacked her in the head.
Yeah, you
so
can't.
you don't do that.
You can't do that.
The whole thing is just a bad idea. It's how it ended up as today's moment of duh.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you pack out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for Is It a Golf Course or Is It a Rehab Center? Brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. Here's where I read the name of a real business. Heidi has to tell me, is this business a golf course or is it a rehab center? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. These are my favorites because this, again,
I like
could really
these.
go either way. Hidden Valley Lake in Hidden Valley, California. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center?
Oh, God.
Hidden Valley Lake.
I'm going to say that is a rehab center.
And you are incorrect today.
I got that one wrong.
Yeah, that's tough, though, because that could be, but it's a golf course. So today, is it a golf course or is it a rehab center? The answer is golf course. Thanks for playing. You're listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of The John and Heidi Show is brought to you by The John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying The John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. And here's a headline. A snowy owl spotted in Central Park for the first time in 130 years. So this is really kind of a cool thing. They haven't seen this.
They thought they were all extinct, huh?
Well, not necessarily extinct, but not there. Experts say there's not been a recorded sighting of a snowy owl in Central Park in over a century. And this owl is seen on North Meadow Ball Field, according to several witnesses. And somebody said, look what the snow blew in this week, a snowy owl in Central Park. And there's a ton of photos of this thing online. A lot of folks saw it. So it wasn't just one person. It wasn't, some scene photoshopped. It happened for real. I'm reading through a bunch of different people who posted on Twitter, and I've got a link to all of them on here. It says, just incredible to see a snowy owl in Central Park. It's only the second time one has been recorded in the park. First time, 1890.
Whoa.
Think about that. So as you scroll through, you can see a bunch of different photos. They're beautiful birds, by the way. A snowy owl is absolutely amazing looking. And it says the owl was not much bothered by the crows that gathered around it. So there were crows hanging out there too, like, hey, you come here often? According to Paul Sweet, the collection manager of the Department of Ornithology at the American Museum of Natural History, the last sighting of a snowy owl in Central Park dated back to 1890. So now they get to update that. So that's pretty darn cool.
Very cool.
I wonder why that is. I wonder what would have changed where the snowy owl decided, I'm going to go hang out in New York City.
I don't know,
So,
but it's cool. I like it.
It is very cool. I've got a link to that story in the show notes for today. Also want to remind you, if you have a good answer for the Dear John letter for today, you can find that on our Facebook page, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening on a Thursday.